Hello. Let's just jump right into it. I just wanted to make another video of something that I could maybe help someone out with. I have been having a lot of trouble with this trophy in particular, the Hog Wild trophy for Roadhog, and that trophy had no business giving me any trouble, considering that it does not sound like it's that hard compared to some of the other ones. You only have to knock 2 people off, but it's not as easy as it sounds. And I just want to go over some of the challenges that I've faced while trying to get this trophy, as well as some of the things that I've found that maybe might help someone else along the way who may be struggling as well. So, like I said, let's just jump right into it. The first thing I do want to go over is some pitfalls, some don'ts. So, your enemy's makeup, the people who are on the other team, I like to call them enemies because that's what they are, they can make or break this for you, as with most of the trophies. So this is not that much different, but you definitely want to make sure that you're not trying to get it or not frustrating yourself too much if you have certain people on the other team. For example, a Reaper or a Diva. So a Diva, right when you pop your ult, can just absorb most of those bullets that you throw her way, or her team's way, and pretty much just neutralize your whole ultimate, making it just so annoying. So you definitely don't want to do that, or at least you want to make sure that the Diva is outside of her tank while you're using your ultimate. Now, the next thing, you definitely want to try to avoid any Reapers, just because they can phase out of the way, or Genjis, they can just reflect or get back. Anybody who has kind of like a get back move, like Farah, that would also be a no-go, unless you recently saw her use her boost up. Now, that being said, it's not like it's impossible to get it off of those characters, but it's just going to make your life so much more difficult, and you know, there are other fish to fry. Maybe you can try focusing on another character's trophy instead of frustrating yourself to death like I did. Some things that you know, you want to try to keep in mind is that any map that has a pitfall has potential to get this level. I know I've seen some guides that say, you know, focus on Ilios, or focus on some of the other maps that have really big pitfalls, like the Nepal, with that middle stage where everyone's kind of focused and the point is in the middle. That's a great stage, yes, to get it on, but it's not the only stage, and I'll go over that a little bit later, as far as how I got it, and how you know, you just kind of have to keep an open mind on things like that. Be flexible, and you'll have more chances than you originally thought. So some of the maps that I think are great for this is King's Row. Towards the end of King's Row, whether you're defending or on offense, that team battle is focused around the end, if you make it that far. So that there's a huge pitfall that is to the left if you're defending, and to the right if you're attacking, of the payload, and that is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to sneak around if you're attacking on the left, or hiding in that little corner with the health pack in that room on the right if you're defending. So that's something that that's how I got it after a few tries, because people are very aware of that strategy and what you're trying to do. So it makes it hard for you to try to do it on the obvious maps. So if you kind of be sneaky about it, that's going to be your best course of action. That's how I got it. I've seen very few people get it that way. I think that the mindset is, you know, there's only 2 maps that you can do it on. I also left off the Chinese map. I forget what it's called right now, but I think the actual map name is called Night Market. So that's definitely something that's good to keep in mind. Another great map is Watch Point Gibraltar, especially if you're on the attack. Now, if you get to the end, there is a huge pitfall behind the enemy team, right next to the goal that you're trying to get. So if you once again try to utilize a little bit of stealth, it's a bit harder because he has that rattling chain. So people with a savvy ear can hear you coming from a mile away, but If you just climb the little tower, jump off the bridge, and just kind of go ham, I feel like maybe you would be able to get that. Also, in the beginning of Watchpoint Gibraltar, there's a pitfall. Again, if you're attacking to the left or if you're defending, you can kind of just wait, pop shots off, get your ult, and then when they make that push to bring that payload around the corner, then you can just pop it and try to see if you can get some people off. So again, just try to make sure that you are aware of who you're trying to use the ult against. It can be to extreme detriment if you are not paying attention and someone just completely blocks you. Another good example of that is McCree. His flashbang could just cancel your ultimate, or if another Roadhog is there, he can chain you and cancel you out of your ult as well. So things like that to keep in mind. Now, the second biggest don't, or something that I learned that kept messing me up, probably the most frustrating thing, is that whenever you pop your ultimate, you have to be careful to not kill them with it, because you're trying to get them to fall via an environment kill. So that can be a little bit tough, and I found a trick that has helped me in order to get that. So whenever you're having the default reticle that a Roadhog has, it's a dot in the middle with a big old circle. So you want to make sure that whenever you're using your ultimate, they are below, so you want to aim a little bit up, and they're below that circle. The mistake that I kept making was trying to keep them in the circle, but the projectiles were flying directly at them, and that was causing too much damage, and it ended up killing them before they even were able to fall off or die due to falling damage. So the best thing that you can do is try to aim either above or below. I like aiming above, it just gives me a little bit more freedom, and then move your cursor from left to right, and that gives you a good spread, and it makes it harder for them to kind of resist the knockback. Also, whenever you pop your ultimate, like right as soon as you start like chugging the gun, he gets a pretty good pushback from them, so it's kind of better to just pop it right in their face, and then hopefully that'll push them off the edge. So it just kind of goes, it can go either way depending on how you set it up. This trophy is all about how you set it up. Lastly, I want to go over some do's, or some things that you should try that will help you in getting this trophy. Now, obviously, to get the trophy, you need to have your ultimate, and the best way to build it up is to be in the fray. Now, Roadhog, most people know this, some don't. Whenever he uses his heal, he gains quite a bit of super from it, depending on how much health you're missing. So a good rule of thumb is if there's a healer on the team, try to stay away from that healer, because they'll kind of rob you of your ability to heal yourself and get that ult, which it sounds crazy, and you don't want to go overboard with it. You obviously want to heal yourself at any opportunity, and make sure you make good use of your L2 alternate fire to try to keep people away. You know, obviously do the regular things that any character would do, get eliminations, things like that, but that healing is going to be your biggest boon as far as getting your ultimate quick. So you know, if you want to get down to 200 health, pop your healing. That should give you great heal, and it should give you maybe like 10 to 15%. I might be exaggerating that a little bit. I don't know the exact number, but you should get a good amount from that. So that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind while you're playing as Roadhog, is that he is a healing tank. So get out there, take some damage, and heal it back up, and you will get your ult and have many more opportunities. So that's pretty much all the tips that I can think of. It took me 13 hours to get his trophy, which is kind of ridiculous. Hopefully no one is spending more time than that, and maybe if you watch this video, it'll help reduce that even more. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you learned something. I don't know, maybe I'm a freaking idiot and you guys knew all this already, so I'm sorry for wasting your time if that's the case, but hopefully not. So if you did learn something, give me a like. If you don't hate me completely, maybe subscribe. Check out my other Widowmaker video. I posted some tips on how to get her trophy as well, the one where you have to get the headshot in the air. So if you're stuck on that, go ahead and jump and give that a view as well. Hopefully I can help you out with that. So, alright, I hope you guys have wonderful days or nights or mornings. And thanks once again for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.